A great game is made better by its visual design. Today we're joined by Parker Simpson to discuss both the art of Star Wars Destiny and his unique take on creating artwork inspired by the game.
We also dive into the recent news out of Star Wars Celebration, Spark of Hope, and the cards we've seen revealed.
This is episode 128, The Art of Destiny.
You have been well trained.
No. You don't have to carry a sword to be powerful.
I won't fail you.
Oh, do not.
I'm not afraid.
Please don't try.
Welcome, everyone. We are back to another week of the Chance Cube. We are joined, of course, by our special guest, Parker Simpson. Parker, thank you for joining us this week to talk all the things. Because you're like doing lots of things right now, which is really exciting. And
I'm doing a few things, yeah.
So, of course, it inspired our topic for the show, just talking about the art of Destiny, both official and everything around it. But it's a Star Wars Destiny podcast, and we generally just start talking about whatever floats our boat. And Kim, I see you played a new deck.
I played a new deck. It was not, Parker, I'm sorry, it wasn't Gungans yet.
Oh, no.
Well, we made it the question of the week as to what I should put in the deck, and since you were going to be on the show, I thought, well, I should talk to Parker about what I should put in the deck, because you played a Gungans deck, and then I'll take it, and then I'll report back on how well I do with it. So I was saving it.
Ah, okay.
So last week, I felt like I was onto some secret sauce that I don't know if I want to tell everybody or not about.
Well, I mean, you can always keep it to yourself.
Well, I did okay. It went toe-to-toe with a Vader deck. I had Vader with 2 health left. And I think it was just some misplays on my part more than anything, and I think I could have won that if I would have just... There's a couple things looking back over the game that I was like, oh, if I'd done that, I could have done that, and then I could have done that. Might have bought me enough time. But it's my favorite droid and a version of our princess. If you can figure that out.
Wow. That's cryptic.
And it has some decent symmetry. I'll just tell you guys because I kind of want credit if this turns out to be good. So it's Leia, Boosh Leia, and K2. And I'll admit it, we were flipping through the binders and I wanted to do red yellow and I wanted to try to find something that fit together, but it kept being mixed damage, and I don't really like playing sticks and ranged, even though there's a benefit to that. And so I sort of just landed on this pairing, because it comes in right at 30 for both of them elite. Leia lets you include 5 different villain cards, so I'm just trying to settle in on what those should be. And then I put the Darksaber in there, because Leia is 15, so she gets the point boost for having...
Nice.
The Darksaber on her, and it was a ton of fun to play. I went 2-2, but one of those matches was not close. The one with Vader was pretty close. I got my rear end handed to me by a Phasma Trooper deck that just hit all the right things at all the right time.
All the right cards and all the right places.
It really was. And so my deck needs more removal that's more cost efficient. That's what I learned on Wednesday.
That's good. I'm excited that, I think both of us are getting out to play a little bit more, which is really nice. I finally got to my local this last weekend. Shout out to House Rules Gaming, of course, as always, where we had 6 players, I know, which is a little light, but 2 of those players were brand new to the store, so that was good to see some new faces out there. And I haven't built a deck by myself in like 1,000 years. So... So I was like, what can I play? And I don't have enough convergence to like do anything fun with convergence, which is more. Like I've got like 2 single copies of like random stuff. So I ended up taking Elite Rex Clone Trooper so I can control the battlefield. And then I threw in Biggs, which is 31 points. So I threw in Solidarity. So I basically took like a hero vehicle deck, cut it in half, and mushed it next to a Rex Clone Trooper deck.
Nice.
And
they had a baby, and it won you first place, did it not?
It did, in a field of 6, where I don't think I faced anything that was remotely meta. But what is meta right now, right? Who knows? But it was fun. It was a good time. It was fun to like pull and draw on a set of cards in my hand and then deciding what my plan was going to be, as opposed to looking for my plan as I go through my deck.
Yeah.
Because each hand was different. So that was cool. Parker, welcome to the show. Now it's your turn.
I don't know which way to look.
Kim, you should look to your. I don't know. It's reverse, so probably you're right. If not, I don't know. Who matters?
I'm gonna look to the right. He can't see me looking at him anyway.
I can't. I really can't.
Parker, the floor is yours. I know you've done. You're really spending a lot of work right now in your new site and all the new stuff that you're doing, or whatever else you'd like to tell us about Parker Simpson and Parker Simpson's artwork. And your name is now synonymous with everything awesome in the world of alternate art Destiny.
Well, I think I can live with that. I'm sure it's not I don't think it's a huge world, but I'll take the credit where I can get it. So I've been doing Star Wars Destiny alt arts for a little over a year now. I actually just recently launched my site. It's parkersimpsonartwork.com. You probably see a theme in the branding there. But
it's catchy, it's kind of catchy.
Yeah. I can never stick with like a cool gamer tag for long enough, so I was like, I'm just gonna go with the gamer tag my parents gave me.
There you go.
So that's how it got decided. So on my site you can find my shop. I've got all of my alt art cards that you have seen probably floating around Facebook. I'm unfortunately not super great at computers, so I haven't really broken into the world of Discord and Reddit and all of that. So if you want to keep up with the updates, typically the best way to find it is Facebook, which it's also facebook.com/Parker Simpson Artwork, in case you had trouble
There's
finding
a theme there.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we just launched the site a couple weeks ago. We've got the alt art cards. We've got playmats with all original illustrations.
They're so cool. I have to, Jason, if you have not seen these, I can't talk these up enough. I want one so bad. The problem is deciding on what artwork I want on it. That's where I'm hung up, because Parker has too many good illustrations, and I like them all.
All of them?
And this is the problem though, is you'll find on the site there's about 4 up there right now. But actually, if you reach out to me on Facebook, if there's a certain character card that you like that I've done in the past, you can request it. There's a small formatting fee of like $5. But if you've got certain characters that you want to see together on a playmat that I've already done illustrations of, just let me know, man, because I'm happy to give the people what they want. That's really why I'm doing this.
Nice.
I mean, I really just want the community to get involved in customizing their games, because the game is great. Like, FFG did a phenomenal job creating it and upkeeping with it. But there's a lot of customization that can go in between tokens, playmats, alt arts, custom sleeves, whatever. Like, there's all sorts of super cool things that you can do to make the experience your own.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and if you've got an idea for like a different playmat, or if you want to do commission work, I do also take commission work. There's a link on my site as well for that, to reach out to me. I think I've rambled along about the website for enough. So if y'all want to cut me off, y'all are always welcome to.
No, you're and I totally, you guys go check it out. He's got so much cool stuff. I've already seen you post a Phasma Trooper mat that I think's amazing.
Yeah.
There's a Rex Ahsoka one that I just saw.
That was one of the requested ones. The guy really loves the Clone Wars, and he likes the Ahsoka character a lot.
That's cool.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
And there's this really cool quarterly subscription option that you're going to have.
Yes. So that is actually already launched. So the subscription boxes. I don't know if y'all are familiar with the concept of the blind bag boxes that you can get in all sorts of different varieties of things. This one is going to be Star Wars Destiny specific. It's not monthly, it's quarterly. So you're not going to be getting the same old stuff month to month, but it's going to include exclusive products that you can only get through the subscription box. So you kind of got to take a chance on that. You don't want to see everybody posting on Facebook like, oh my gosh, I got the new subscription box from Parker Simpson and it's dope. But then you can't get any of it. So that's
right.
Yeah, you want to get ahead of the 8 ball there. So the subscription boxes, they're called Thank the Maker. It was just kind of a play on the thing that C-3PO was always saying, and I just like the idea of it's Star Wars-y, but it's not too Star Wars-y, where it's going to stick in with anything else. So the Thank the Maker boxes, they're actually going to be sent out on Star Wars Day. So you've got, I think, about a week left to get your orders in. So I don't know when this specifically is airing.
Right now, and then again tomorrow on YouTube.
Right now?
Right now. If you haven't gone, put us on pause, go, and then come back.
It's happening now.
Right this second.
Right now. What happened to then?
We missed it.
When?
That's always our problem, isn't it? We always miss the then. Man.
But yeah, so if you're listening to this now, the subscription boxes, they've got about a week left for the orders for this quarter. But if you don't get in before then, they will reopen in 2 months. I'm going to have a handy little graphic that will have the breakdown of when everything is coming, so you know when you need to order, when you'll be receiving it. Everybody has been pretty patient with me while I'm getting the site up and running, but I do want to give a small hint on the subscription boxes for this quarter. Do y'all mind if I share a little bit?
You can
go
share
ahead.
away.
Well, it might have something to do. Well, I don't know. Should I tell you guys this? I don't know if I should or not.
You should tell me.
Secret. It's kind of a secret.
We've only got a few friends. I mean, there's a few friends that the secret might get out with.
I don't know. Okay. Well, it might have something to do. Might have something to do with some of those spoilers that we just got from Star Wars Celebration. There may... I'm looking at them on my desk right now, and I
turn the camera, Parker.
They're kind of. I think I recognize those characters, but yeah, it might have something to do with the Spark of Hope, stuff that we just got. And if you go to the website, the Thank the Maker subscription boxes, they're $40, and you get about $80 worth of product if you were going to buy it retail from the site. Yeah. So you're getting a pretty significant discount. You don't specifically know what you're getting, but you're going to get those exclusive cards. You're going to get some specific just other Destiny alt arts. This one is going to be coming with a Star Wars themed vinyl decal. So for your car, your computer, whatever. It's an original illustration that I did. So you can be looking for that. And then also there's a Star Wars mystery item that's valued at $50. So I don't know what that could be, but it sounds pretty awesome.
It does.
So definitely get on there, guys. If y'all are interested, like I said, you got about a week from now.
And if they don't sign up, then whenever I get my subscription box, I'm going to rub it in. I'm going to bring it on the show, and I'm going to show you all what you miss.
That's right.
Because I dig this guy's artwork, and you should go support him.
So Matthew Scott chimed in the chat. He said, "The gamer tag my parents gave me is his new favorite quote ever."
That is pretty good. I like that one a lot.
I'm glad I could help with that.
Well, Parker, you're gonna have to do a K2 at some point. Like, I need to see that happen soon.
Oh, I will. He's on the list of guys. I don't know. I go back and forth with the characters that I have in my docket of ones that I want to do, because it kind of fluctuates with what's getting popular. And I'm a very casual player, so I'm not super good at keeping up with that.
We are too. It's okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of characters that I've put out in the past that I'm like, oh, I really like this character, and then nobody buys it because nobody likes them. Like I did Saw Gerrera a while back because I was.
Oh,
real
I remember
high.
that one.
I was real high on him for a while. I did Jango Fett, but this was like far after his prime. But you never know what people are going to want.
Know.
He'll make
Somebody
a return in
want him on a
Infinite.
mat.
Yeah, in Infinite, him and Palp. That's BFFs.
Right. Well, speaking of exclusive stuff, you did an exclusive artwork for us.
I did.
So we have until Jason has on my side. Jason is frozen, but I think he's okay in the real world. So how long? They don't have much longer to get in on that.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, the Chance Cube one. I couldn't remember where I was for a second.
I want you to put that on a. Can you just keep it going, Jason?
Do I need to send you another shirt?
What? What did I do?
Parker's shirt.
Oh, maybe.
He's like,
what?
What show is this?
Oh yeah. No, I thought I was on ABT.
He can share.
I was wondering. I was like, where's Original? Where's Killer Phoenix and the Manta Ray? What are those guys' names now?
George, Bob, and Fred.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah, no, you can send me a shirt, extra large, tall size if you got it.
If you've met us in person, Park, and none of us are tall. We're lacking in the tall department.
Well, you don't have to give me your shirt.
Oh, okay.
What's happening?
I don't know, man.
We're talking about a giveaway. Someone has details.
We're giving away the shirts off our back.
Yeah. Wait, I wear this one to work a lot. You guys don't want this one. So we have this really cool Watto that you did for us. I'm totally digging him. We've shared him on our Facebook page. You've shared him on your Facebook page. And there's only a couple of ways that you can get your hands on this one. So you got to like Parker's page. Tell me if I'm getting any of this wrong, Parker. You got to like our page. We're going to enter you into a giveaway. And then anyone who is one of our $5 Patreons may just receive an extra special gift next month that could have one of these in there. I don't know. But he's pretty awesome. He's holding our version of a Chance Cube, which I think was pretty nice. Thank you for adding that in there.
I thought that was a really
that was a Jason idea. I can't take credit.
Very nice subtle idea in there. I did like that. That was really nice. So it's a full art version of the Stubborn Gambler Watto. It is different than the one that you can find on my website. It's a little bit fancier if you like the full art versions a little bit. If you want to show your Chance Cube appreciation, he is holding the he's got the nice Chance Cube in his hand. It's very very specifically to the logo.
Just want to make you record stuff with that voice. Be careful.
Oh no, I'm not. That's one of my hobbies outside of doing artwork for Star Wars. I like impersonating terrible Star Wars characters. So
we could do a whole other podcast about that.
Only in private, though.
That's okay. Nobody's here. It's fine.
No one's watching.
Okay,
just the three of us. It's fine.
Just us.
Oh, we just lost one, so it's fine.
Okay, good. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll do more impersonations and drive the listener count down.
Anyways, I'm going to get this back on track. Check that out. Head over to Parker's page or our Facebook page for all the details on that giveaway, or head over to our Patreon and join up. You can always get access to the Chance Cube Hangout at a $1 donation and at the $5 level. Gifts are going to start coming your way, which may include this thing we just talked about.
Unless I keep them all.
Unless Kim keeps them all.
I was like, do y'all have any? I haven't seen them in person yet. Well,
I haven't checked the mail today. How's that? I haven't checked the mail today, but I'll keep a look-see out.
Oh, okay.
We have in my small little podunk town. I don't get a post, I don't get a mailbox outside my house. I have to go down to the post office, and they're only open until 4:30. So if it came in a package that won't fit in my tiny little post office box, I have to wait till they're open.
4:30 Tuesday through Friday.
It's like 8:30 to 4:30. It's ridiculous. And there's an hour in there for lunch that you can't go in.
Are you serious? Is there really a lunch hour?
I am serious.
That's
it is
awesome.
closed. Yeah.
How are you even connected to the internet now?
I got a hamster on a wheel.
I'm
It does
shocked.
a thing.
I'm shocked her audio and video is still in sync. But then again, you can't see her video.
I was
so.
like, I don't have the video going.
Yeah, it's not always in sync.
Shall we get to our shall we get to our topic on hand? So
We
can
should
let Parker
probably do
go?
that. Poor Parker. He's going to be so slap happy tomorrow.
Hey, he's the one who keeps talking.
Hey, I'll chat all night if you want, man. I've got my Earl Grey. I'm ready to go.
All right, we're gonna do this a little backwards, and we're gonna roll right into our discussion, and then we'll wrap up with the news.
But you know what I always say: speak softly and drive a big tank.
So I had a question for Parker about the artwork as to what he gets his inspiration from to start drawing out all these characters.
Mostly I get my inspiration from Star Wars.
That's helpful. It'd be weird if you could throw a Star Trek themed Han Solo out there. That'd be pretty funny.
No, man. I don't know nothing about no Star Trek. So I grew up watching way more cartoons than I should have. And I spent most of my time in class drawing and doodling all over my assignments. It really just grew out of just the natural progression of this is what I always have done in the past. This helps me kind of focus and get my mind straight. I've kind of dabbled in a bunch of different art styles. In middle school, I was really into like the cartoon style. That was about the same time that like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network were kind of churning out a good bit of content. But into like high school, I got into some more like street art stuff. So I did some graffiti, like stencil work.
Cool.
I had an art teacher that was really into non-traditional artwork. So a lot of like collages, like I said, stencils. He actually got me into screen printing. So he taught me kind of the basics of apparel stuff. Once I kind of graduated from high school and started into the real world, I tried a little bit of like client work, realized that everybody just wants very boring stuff, banners, logos, stuff that you would actually use in the real world. So I kind of had to develop my style along the way, and kind of teetered out. I actually, around that time, I started working at the local animal shelter, and that took me on like the pathway of learning veterinary medicine. So
Cool.
I'm actually in my day job, I'm a vet nurse.
See, guys, he's so cool. Isn't he so cool?
Tell me more. No, so I do. I work at a veterinary clinic.
That's awesome.
Here locally, and so learning about all of that stuff and moving forward and building my my day job, artwork kind of fell to the side. We did foster care through the state for a while, and having kids in and out of the house, it was nice kind of reliving some of my youth and like teaching them about the cool epic characters of Star Wars. And so I got kind of doodling a little bit more because I was hanging out with kids and stuff like that. So I started making coloring pages for them on the computer, just doing the digital outlines and printing them out for them. And I got to the point where I was like, I'm doing this for them. I might as well be coloring them myself. So, so I got into doing some fan art. I eventually got into the Star Wars Destiny game, and I really enjoyed it. And I figured putting the two of them together, it just seemed like a good idea.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You guys heard that right, though, that we could potentially have a Star Wars Destiny coloring book from Parker Simpson. Did everybody else connect those dots?
Maybe as downloadable content off the
There
site.
you go. That's what
go.
you put in one of the subscription boxes, buddy. Very own coloring book. He's like, oh God, shut up, Kim.
No, man. If y'all got kids at home, you just let me know, man. If you make an order,
I want to color. I don't.
Well, I'm not gonna do it for you, Kim.
Gosh, man.
I only want it 18 and
children
18 and under.
All right, I'll sponsor a child or something.
There you go.
So Star Wars Destiny and the artwork of it.
Oh, that's what we're talking about.
Welcome to the Chance Cube, where we advocate for the youth. We are advocating for foster care and your local social services.
Apparently, I will. This discussion will probably be fairly brief, but I would like to start with how artwork plays a part in Star Wars Destiny. That's a large question.
It is a large question.
And I'll start this off. I think there's, ignoring the quality of art for a hot second, because I know we'll come back to that in a minute. Artwork in Destiny does seem to have a pretty interesting place in the game. I think a lot of, especially when you think about things that aren't characters, so your events, especially your events and your support cards, tend to lend, from either a deck building perspective or a thematic perspective, the artwork really informs what those cards are, whether it's the content of the card or the the general sense of it. I don't know if you feel the same way. Do you build your cards with all the cards that have Vader on it? Do you look at them? Do you frame them and say, "Gee, that's pretty"? What do you do? What do you do with your cards?
I'm making I'm making sure they can hear us. Somebody said they couldn't hear us, but keep going.
I'm done talking. I was throwing it to you for your insight.
Parker, what do you think? I'm checking sound.
Oh, what do I think? I mean, I've definitely, as a casual player, I've definitely leaned into just fun ways to deck build. I know when Boba Fett first came out, I kind of went through all my old cards to see what has Boba Fett in it, like in the picture, and I was just to see if something is has kind of stuck with thematically pairing with him. So I did a Boba Fett deck with pretty much all Mandalorian stuff in it. But I mean, I think that there is definitely definitely an underlying theme with a lot of the different cards that FFG puts out. I know that with the new Grievous deck, there's been a lot of really, really cool droid artwork that obviously works really well with droids. So I definitely think that the artwork helps, especially younger players, kind of see, oh, well, this has got General Grievous on it. Maybe it'll work with General Grievous. So I definitely think that artwork plays a part in that.
I think FFG's done a better job of kind of connecting those two. I mean, from the standpoint of they're even giving us cooler alternate arts, or full arts, I guess is probably the better thing to say. Like the Electroshock from the last set, that full art's one of my favorite cards. And so, I don't know. I mean, I put Electroshock in, but I definitely didn't forget it once it had art on it that I could recognize immediately. Because there are a lot of cards when we when we were streaming Nationals. Sometimes, the way that the camera angle is, you don't have an opportunity to read the whole language, the whole text on the card. But a lot of those cards by sight because you recognize the art. And maybe it's one that, I really like that winner. Oh God, there's that really ugly card because there's a few of those in there too.
Right. So I know Parker kind of posed this to us before the show went live, but favorite card or cards from an artwork perspective, just something you think they did an amazing job at making, glorious on its own from the outset.
I have a couple. I have a really bad one too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with one that we didn't talk about before the show that I was flipping through the book that I don't see played a lot, and I don't know how well this will hold up. But it's the T16 Skyhopper.
Oh, it's got a nice sunset behind it. Yeah.
It's got I can't get this card to not be blurry in this thing, but it's it's 150 out of Convergence, right? Yeah. And it's a beautiful background. It's a beautiful, and I like a lot of the artwork where they do a lot of detail on the ships from Star Wars. I'm a big fan of a lot of the ships in Star Wars. So any art, I mean, if it's got the Falcon on it, I'm already interested. But this one in particular, I think, stands out as some of the really cool. I always tend to get drawn in by a lot of the vehicle cards because they put a lot of detail into that art.
Mm-hmm. I think they've done a lot more recently because as this game needs more artwork than, say, X-Wing, a lot of the original art from the game was borrowed from games they had already produced, or they create the same artwork for both games. I don't know if that's still happening as frequently because this game needs 180 cards every 3 months, and I don't think the other games expand as quickly in terms of volume.
I knew there was a lot of crossover with the CCG. I didn't play the CCG, but people that did would mention that that was the same artwork. Or I saw it in X-Wing and a little bit in Legion. Mm-hmm. Didn't play a lot of either one of those two games. But Parker, what's your favorite card from that you've seen so far out of Destiny?
So I stuck with character cards, and I feel like I'm a little biased on this one because I love the characters from the Clone War series. But I think my favorite artwork, just through any of the FFG cards, is Savage Opress. From the stance, from the expression on his face, from just the general color scheme, I feel like it perfectly captured like who he is. I think it's just really, really well done, in my opinion. I also really love the... Oh, yeah, there you go. You got him pulled up. I really love Count Dooku's little chamber that he's got, like not his throne room, but I guess his manager's office. I really love like the window behind him. It's very, very neat. So pulling in that aesthetic of that, I really, really liked it. I think that also pulls into the new Dooku, the corrupted politician, because he's in that same setting, and he's pretty well done as well. I just really like the specific stance that Savage is in. But yeah, those are probably my two favorites off the top of my head.
That's a real artist answer right there. It's like a stance. They captured him well.
It's who he is.
I love it. Yeah, I think what they've done with the artwork has certainly definitely improved over the last few sets. And then, of course, they've been listening to the fans as time goes on in terms of the alternate arts and the quality of the artwork that gets put into those. Especially with the spot glosses, with some of the full arts they've done, getting all that card gack out of the way to make room for some of the artwork behind. There was even, what was it? It wasn't Solidarity. What was that card? It was a card, was it Pacify? That they actually gave artwork for at Worlds, like for the top 4.
Oh!
Like
they actually gave a print.
Yeah, there was actually a print.
I do remember that. I don't remember what the art was, though.
Chat's going to tell us what it was. It was the Rey sitting on the hill and Jakku looking out.
Oh, wasn't it called Patience or something like that?
Yeah, it was Patience.
That's
That's what it was.
I remember that one because that was really cool artwork.
Yeah, and that shows their importance on, the importance they place on the artwork, and then they really found something they liked and doing that. I mean, even to the point where for most of their artwork, they're giving credit to the artist at the bottom, at least for the for the cards. It would be wonderful to kind of learn more about that process.
Yeah. And maybe they didn't, and maybe that's why they paid more attention to it, because they suddenly saw that a lot of the players in Destiny were excited about alternate art cards and like well done art cards. I mean, there's Parker's, and I'm not patronizing him because he's here. He has some of the best looking ones out there. There was a set for a while that I loved that were the Spaceballs characters, because that's one of my all-time favorite movies. And there's been a lot of great artists put their spin on some stuff. And I've even seen where there's funny ones. There's, I think there were some Family Guy ones that were in some of our Patreons. We had some great ones from an artist as well. And so maybe I feel like FFG went, oh, they like that kind of stuff. Maybe we should do a little, maybe we should put a little more effort. Maybe I don't care. But I feel like things started to get a little after the first few sets, and they're like, oh, they really upped their game and their alternate arts and their full arts and stuff like that.
There's so much about the aesthetics of Star Wars that really just gets people excited.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that these cards, specifically the alternate art cards, don't actually have to go in the deck, I think that makes me as an artist feel a little less weird about creating alternate art cards. 'Cause if you're creating something and it's going in the deck, you don't necessarily have to have the official product.
Right.
But with these cards, to play the characters, you have to have the official product, and that's one of my big things is a moral stance for creating these cards. I like the fact that if you're using my cards, you're also supporting the game as a whole. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, that just, it's a really cool aspect of the game that you don't get in card games like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or stuff like that.
Yeah, that's very true. I guess it all gives us a sense of moral righteousness when it comes to it. No, it's
I have the moral high ground.
With this game, you can't get away with proxies and stuff like you do in Magic to an extent. I can for an event, but I can't for a character card because I don't have the die.
Nice.
Oh, I've seen people use just a general D6 and be like, yeah, well, this is such so and so, and it corresponds to this.
That is too much thinking. I just need to be able to look at it. I can't also go 2 equals this on here. That's just too much. I struggle enough with math to have to figure that out too.
Well, unless anyone else has anything wonderful to add about artwork, I say we move this train along.
Well, there's one other one that I know that we talked about that I'm just going to show it real quick, even though my stupid camera's not going to zoom in.
There it is.
Lightsaber Mastery, I think, is some of the slickest new art. I dig that one a ton. Followed by Jason's favorite character, Ewoks. Not great art.
You don't think that's good art?
No. These are the scariest little rugrats on the planet.
They're supposed to be
scary. In the galaxy. Holy crap, they did a great job. I'm pretty sure that was in my dream with a nightmare. It's their lips that are so... Anyway. They really messed up the Care Bears when they made Ewoks, I'm just saying.
Draw attention. Yeah.
No, I want to make sure... maybe you have a spot in this later on, Jason, but I want to make sure we have an opportunity that Parker can show some of his really cool versions of art.
Oh, yeah, go for it. You brought some for us, didn't you, Parker?
I distinctly conned him into going to get a few examples so that he could show them.
Yes.
In case you're living under a rock and you're watching this stream and you haven't seen any of these, if you're listening to the podcast, then you should go to his webpage and look at some of these.
Or watch us on YouTube. Or live on Twitch. Every Tuesday night on Twitch.
Shameless plug.
There's Darth Vader.
Yeah, his Darth Vader one's pretty awesome.
He's a terror to behold. That's the man right there. So I just grabbed a general stack of them. We've got Han and Chewbacca.
I love this Han.
Sorry about the glare.
I love the Chewbacca with the porg on the shoulder.
Right.
Yeah, that was my favorite little touch there. Is having the porg hollering.
So I've told Parker that I swear his Han also kind of looks like Paul McCartney, and that just makes me want that card more.
I'll take that as a compliment, I guess.
I dig it. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, I've got a Jin and Cassian pairing.
Those are nice.
I know the glares are kind of bonkers, but
it kind of makes them look like they're foiled, so they look even cooler.
They're not foils, guys. Don't be fooled. You pay more for that.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
All right, and I really had a fun time doing Jabba. And that's
a good one.
Yeah, he's had 3 different versions at this point, so I don't know if you can see the little salacious crumb right there.
I was gonna say, does he have a hookah? What the heck does he have?
Yeah, he's got a hookah.
Nice.
That man needs to vape. Vape is life. Right. And as we're talking about our favorite artworks, I don't really toot my own horn a lot about Like, oh man, I really like this artwork that I did. I'm so great. But probably my favorite artwork that I've done, that I personally enjoy the most, is my Dr. Aphra. She's such a fun character, and like I feel like I was able to capture her kind of snarky, sassy nature. Like, she's got the goofy grin, but she's kind of poised where she's either ready to fight or she's ready to get the heck out of Dodge.
Yeah.
So I really like this one, and if anybody's in the chat right now and they want this, I mean, it's up for grabs. I guess whoever's in the chat tells us their favorite Dr. Aphra moment.
Ooh.
Wow.
They can have this.
Mike's gonna be so sad because he loves Dr. Aphra's one of his favorite characters. I'm watching you chat.
She's really
pretty
cool.
awesome. I really didn't know much about her until she was introduced to the game, because unlike Jason and Mike and a lot of other folks, I don't know as much of the canon about Star Wars. So I've learned some of these characters I've met through Destiny, and I've become a much bigger fan because of.
I mean, Mr. Bones is in Spark of Hope, which is like amazing.
Oh my gosh, I have mixed feelings about Mr. Bones.
Everybody should have mixed feelings about Mr. Bones. No one's in the chat, so it's fine. So no one gets it. So
They fell asleep. Oh, there's one. Yeah, see, Squirrel76 or Squirrel76 said the same thing, that they had not heard about Dr. Aphra until Destiny. So she was a little over here. Like Mike and Jason educated me on a lot of her antics. I still need to read the comic, but
we did our best.
Stack of things. I'll keep watching.
All right. Very good. So on that note, are we done now? Should we move on?
Well, not with the rest of the show.
I mean, I know there's more show to be had, but I mean, shall we move on?
I suppose we can move on.
Everybody's got everything taken care of. I'm not used to it.
I'm done talking.
I have them all out of whack.
You got me backwards.
You know, Mike, I just can't seem to get the cards I need in the booster packs I bought. I'm still missing a Mother Talzin, a Darth Maul, and I need some more battle droids. That 5-wide droid deck isn't going to build itself, and I have all these extra Yodas.
Seriously, Kim, I told you, check out Armada Games. You can buy and sell Destiny cards on their website, shoparmada.com. It's just a few simple clicks and bam, you are done. I used it just the other day, and now I got two Maul Sabers heading my way.
Hey, what are you guys talking about? We're in the middle of a break here.
Jason, you know how you've got all those extra cards from all those booster boxes you open? Mike says you can sell them online super easy.
No way, seriously? How? I've got to make room before this next set comes out.
Jason, whether you're new to the game or a seasoned vet, Armada Games has just what you're looking for. You can buy and sell your Destiny singles all from the comfort of your living room. Pre-order the latest sets of boosters and find the droids you are looking for. You can also check out their selection of Destiny accessories. And you'll get free shipping on orders over $75. For an even better deal, be sure to use the coupon code TheChanceCube and receive 5% off your Destiny purchase. Visit their website at shoparmada.com. Armada Games. Get in here and game.
Let me take that back, huh? You'll find what you need.
So we're back to talk about the news, and we missed last week show due to various reasons, most of which we were all in different places, and we just couldn't make it happen. So, of course, thanks to Parker for rescheduling with us this week. But what we did miss was talking about Spark of Hope. So we're like the last group of people to talk about all the news that came out of Celebration.
Saved the best for last. I watched a lot of the panels. I tried to watch a lot of the panels out of Celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards. I didn't get to watch them. I watched a couple at work, but...
there was the announcement that came out of Celebration about Spark of Hope, which was quickly followed by a preview article from FFG about the set. Previewing
anytime.
3 different lines of theming from the set so far. We got our first look at the new Thrawn, a 13 health red leader character, 2 melee, 3 melee, 2 focus, 2 discard, a resource, and a blank. He's 15-19 from a point and value standpoint. And so they're starting to explore this look at the top of a deck with a certain number of cards more. After you activate this character, you may look at the top 4 cards of a deck, and the power action says reveal the top 4 cards of an opponent's deck. You may play an event revealed this way and spot that opponent's cards as if they were yours. And I love the fact that he's bringing in more of the play an opponent's card as if it's yours, or play an opponent's dice as if it's yours. Really, that brings along with the idea of downgrades, right? Manipulating an opponent's field of play for your advantage. Mm-hmm. I think Thrawn does that well. I don't know. I mean, do you like this version of Thrawn versus the last one?
I'm trying to remember what his health was the last time. I like the art. Honestly, I like the art on the old one better.
I do too.
I don't know what it is about this one. I feel like I feel like they tried to make him look like he has vampire teeth hidden in there. I don't know why.
Maybe he does.
There's like a weird glare on his face.
Yeah, I don't dig this one. His sides and stuff his dice sides are amazing.
Well, they tried to make him more aggressive than the previous one.
He seems like a solid character, and I think that thematically he does make sense because I mean, you see him in the television shows. He does know how to fight.
Yep, he knows how to fight, and he knows how to manipulate an opponent's resources to his own advantage. So that's pretty cool. He comes along with him the upgrade Mastermind, focus, resource, special, and the special is name a card, then reveal an opponent's hand and set each copy of that named card from it aside. So Jeremy is really starting to set up this idea that I think he's going to get really into discard pile manipulation pretty soon, because he's really starting to talk about putting more cards out of play from the game. And we saw it in Convergence. We're seeing it again in Spark of Hope. And Mastermind just does just that. Knowing the opponent's hand, which with Thrawn, you're able to know the opponent's potentially next hand. And being able to use Mastermind to basically ditch cards from their hand so they can't ever use them ever in the game. They can't bring them back. They can't do anything. I mean, this is a great way to get rid of your Vader's Fists, your
Mega Blaster Troopers,
planetary bombardments, like all those gnarly. I mean, even events, like you could use it to get rid of easy pickings or whatever.
Yeah, you definitely want a power action first. You want to hope that you did that in the right order, or else you're just hitting that special and having no clue what you're going after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it is a mind game, right? Because Destiny does not allow you to write any notes down during the game. So being able to remember what's in your hand.
I would not do well with it. Like, unless I played it right to get the power action to look at the 4 cards and hope to God that I can remember what they were.
Following turn. I mean,
well, because it's the top 4 of their deck, so now you have to wait on them to pull all those and then be like, all right, God, which 4 was it? Because my brain doesn't work that well, like, for that. Unless it's, you go back to Awakening set, I could name a lot more of those cards better than what I can now.
And he's making control decks real again too, right? It's no longer massive aggro decks, but these mid-range control decks. Thrawn is going to be the poster child for that, I think.
Mastermind is going to be great for new Palp because it's another ability. It's got 2 focuses.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. Because Palp doesn't specify blue abilities; it just says abilities.
Mm-hmm. So if you can find a good red pairing for him, I feel like that would be pretty good.
And some people have tried recently too. I've heard some good reds come out of there. And then Thrawn has Cultural Records, which is a 2 resource called Support. 1 focus, 2 focus, a resource, special blank. After a player plays a copy of a card set aside by the support, you may gain 1 resource or remove a die. And then the special says look at opponent's hand and set a card aside from it, gain 1 action. So knowing what cards they're going to have multiples of? This is a long game. I'm not sure Cultural Records is... You gotta be smart to play that one. I have to be smart to read it, and I'm not even sure I know what it's saying. Like, that's a lot of words. No. Yeah? No? Yes?
I'm reading.
Reading it again.
It
and
is.
Again.
It is kind of, yeah, because it's kind of choppy. After a player plays a copy of a card set aside by this support, you may gain 1 resource.
Or remove
So
one.
first I got to hit the special and put 1 off to the side, and then I got to wait on you to play that card again, and I got to remember what all that I've set aside. Which I'm assuming that would be like me asking to look in your discard. I would also be allowed to look.
Yeah, you would
in
see.
your. That's just a thing that would be hard to remember to do because it's a mechanic we're not used to.
Mm-hmm. And it says by this card, so you have to remember which ones are set aside for this card. So this one's going to get pretty rough to play with, I think, if you include it with Mastermind and all the others. Yeah. Yeah. You're going to need like an accordion file for all your cards. Your set aside zone is going to have an accordion file.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
This is an opportunity for everyone to make all sorts of special tokens for your set aside pile.
Yeah, you're gonna need a whole other new set of additional tokens
Just to keep track of things. Oh man, I'm interested in this line of play. I think it is it's a very smart in terms of like you've got to really want to have a thinking game to play this character and this line of theme. I'll be curious to see if people go this route, or will they pick and choose? I mean, they'll probably most likely pick and choose. They won't go full all Thrawn, but pick and choose some of the abilities. I like the idea of Mastermind on a Palpatine. Cultural Records is maybe too much.
I feel like you're not going to gain that many resources from it, though. I mean, because in most cases, there's 2 copies of a card. In most cases. I know there's not for everything. So I'm waiting on that other card to come out. I mean, now granted, hopefully I'm going to hit that special more than what I'm going to move more cards over there. But at any rate, I'm still only waiting on the next copy of that card to come up. It's not, I don't see this being a huge generator unless you're a serious boss and just hit that special, right? One after another. And then it becomes a mill game more than it becomes, I don't know.
For sure. The next line of theme that they brought into discussion was the idea that Rey and Kylo will be able to be played on the same team with a plot. This is a brand new way of using plots, a 0-point plot that it basically allows you to break deck building rules. It says Rey and Kylo can be on the same team, and there are no gray cards allowed. So you have a mono blue deck with blue all through. Interesting enough that they said no gray cards allowed, and this is the card Temporary Truce.
But it's a gray card.
No, it's a neutral, but it's a blue card.
Oh yeah, what?
Minor details. It's interesting that they did say no gray cards, because I'm wondering what was gray that made them say, well, that'll be broken. But I'm not.
Or maybe it's coming.
Oh, true.
I mean, maybe it's coming. Whoops.
But with this set, we're going to see a brand new Rey and a brand new Kylo, both of which have 1 melee, 2 melee Reys, also sporting a shield resource and a special, and Kylo is a discard resource and a special. Rey's power action, reroll a character die or turn a villain character die to the side showing a value of 0. And the special Reys give 2 shields to a character. If that character has 3 or more shields, reroll this die instead of removing it. Kylo allows you to power action move 1 shield from this character to another character. Then if you move that shield to a hero, deal 1 damage to a character. And the special reads deal 2 damage to a character. If any of this damage is blocked, reroll this die instead of removing it. These 2 cards were designed for each other. Crazy.
It's an interesting concept.
It is. I don't know how... I mean, I think this was more built for the casual player than the competitive one, because, I mean, you've got Temporary Truce. Has to be Rey and Kylo. It doesn't have to be these 2 Rey and Kylos. These 2 were designed for each other, it seems, based on their actions.
I like that Rey's power action doesn't have to be limited to the Temporary Truce decks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, power action turning a villain dice to a blank doesn't seem that bad. I mean, if you're against a villain deck, that seems pretty good.
True story.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
a value
Kylo's...
0, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Kylo's not super helpful if you play him with anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can still move shields, but you're not going to be able to deal that damage.
and then you move the shields to a hero. Then I mean, unless you draft Kylo, that's in a draft, his power action has more usefulness than it does, but temporary truce otherwise. I think the temporary truce decks are going to be fun. I don't see them hitting the top of the tournament scene, but I could see some folks toying around with it for giggles. I can also see temporary truce decks being like solidarity tournaments. You have temporary truce tournaments or similar ideas. A tournament based around a plot, which has been a thing in the past.
I think it's a really cool idea. Like they're taking a very exciting scene from the movies. I'd like to see them do this more in the future with, obviously with other aspects of the movies and the TV shows and stuff. Because there's times where characters switch sides or they help each other or stuff like that. That wouldn't necessarily work in the Star Wars Destiny universe. So I think the fact that they're introducing something like this is really cool.
Mm-hmm. And he may easing us into something else that we're not aware of is coming down the pike. So
they're very sneaky about that. Like, here's a little taste of it that you like, so that you dip your toe in the water and you get familiar with it. Now here it is in Force.
Mm-hmm. And this could open up the design space for more,
Oh yeah,
character pairings across the heroes.
You mean like Quinlan Voss and Asajj?
Yes.
The team that never worked in the old that I wish would work.
Last but not least, my favorite addition to Spark of Hope, as Kim is very well aware.
Oh my gosh.
Ewoks are coming into the... I think I said 4-point Ewok, didn't I? Every time I talk to Jeremy, I said, where's my 4-point Ewok?
I think you're right. I think he finally did it for you.
I think he finally did. I'm not sure it wasn't for me. The Ewok Warrior, the first character in the game that does not come with a die, which is, I think, substantial. Include only if you have a unique Ewok on your team. So Ewok Warriors can only be on teams that have at least one Ewok that is unique, has a name. And then after you activate this character, you may deal 1 indirect damage to an opponent. So, built-in little, stick to prod your opponent with. Chief Chirpa comes in and lets you add an Ewok Warrior to your team. So you can have Chief Chirpa plus, what's the math? 5 total, like, Ewok Warriors with him. But they're but Ewok Warriors
it's gonna be such a slow deck, though.
They're only 4 health apiece. And then you, I'm breezing through these, and then you go into Chief Chirpa's hut and you add more Ewok Warriors because you're going to pay for them. I'm not sure why you're paying for Ewoks because they don't care. You're doing an ambush. It's, I don't know. This they've taken the idea of like the ping deck and gone crazy with it.
Because I like that ambush where it lets you at least activate like 3 at once, so you'll get 3 indirect damage. But this deck would be very slow. You're right. You're just ping ping.
Ideally, you're putting a bunch of upgrades on them. I'm not sure where you're getting your resources from. It is a yellow deck, so you can find a resource generator in there somewhere, maybe.
Well, so how many do you get if you start with Chirpa and just do all Ewoks? Isn't it like 6 or 7?
It's
12.
It's a lot of math, but
19, 20.
If you do a regular Chirpa,
4.
you get 5
Yeah. Otherwise,
then
you get 4.
Then you get the one
Chirpa
that
gets
comes
1.
from him.
So then it's 6.
1 die.
You thought vehicle swarms were a lot of cards on the table.
Like, I really like the idea of having 6 guaranteed indirect damage turn 1. It's not great, and your guys are just going to get picked off. Like, you're probably going to lose at least 2 first round.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I played Gungans. I played like the 5 wide droids. I really like the idea of like this big swarm of characters because you see that a lot in Star Wars. Like in the universe, like you see a bunch of stormtroopers together, you see a bunch of Ewoks together, you see a bunch of Gungans together. I'm really looking forward to playing it. I don't know where the hell you're supposed to get all of this space for on your mat,
right?
But maybe you just dump them on top of each other and it works, I guess. But I am looking forward to the Ewoks. They're just crazy little murder bears.
That's true. I feel like their cards should be smaller than the other. Neat little package.
That'd be awesome.
Like little tiny X-wing cards.
Yeah, need like little. Yeah, because they're little guys.
That'd be really funny.
That would be.
I mean, you know you're going to see this, but I'm curious to see, like, because even if you just have, if you can put Chief Chirpa in there, you're at least going to get another. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost, it's not like Phasma, but it's still, if you compare him with something else, you're still going to get another little Ewok guy in there.
I got to write that down. Small Ewok card. I like it. I like it. That's gold. That's gold, Kim.
Oh man, that's funny.
Y'all knew all of the bonkers ideas that I got for Star Wars Destiny stuff. It's the things my wife has to hear about. It's terrible.
Does she at least like Star Wars too?
No.
Oh no!
This is a small sidebar. We've been together for 10 years. We were high school sweethearts, met at 16, and up until last month, she had never seen any of the original Star Wars movies. And so for my birthday, I begged and pleaded. I told her I don't want anything else. Just watch Star Wars with me. And
nice.
She did. She watched all 3 of the original ones. I'm not going to force her to do anything else. But I'm especially high on the Ewok idea now because we just finished Return of the Jedi again.
Nice.
So I'm like super stoked for them. But yeah, no, she has to hear about so much Star Wars crap, and she doesn't know what half of that stuff is.
She's a trooper.
She
knew. But like what I tell my husband all the time, like you knew what you were getting into. Like you knew that I was crazy and this nerdy before you ever so you knew what you were getting into.
Oh yeah, yeah. She used to make fun of me at school before we like met each other super officially. Like she would make fun of me because I hung out with all of the nerds and like we'd be playing Yu-Gi-Oh at lunch, and she'd be like, "Look at that guy, he's a loser. Who's a loser now?"
Now I'm your loser. That's what you
yeah.
Oh man. To wrap this up, the other thing from Out of Celebration, of course, was the mall promo that really sparked everyone's discussion about this new set. A nice full art character apprentice Sith who has way too many stick sides on his die, and a power action that people are pretty lackluster over. Reroll one of this character's character upgrade dice. You may discard a card from your hand to reroll the die again. If that die is showing melee damage, you may remove it to deal damage equal to its value to 2 characters. Is that strong enough for a 16-20 point character?
Well, I mean, because if I roll the 3, I'm not gonna remove it. If I roll the 2, what's the point of removing it? Like, I guess it gives me an opportunity to hit you for that damage without you being able to remove that die. So it's like a guaranteed, if I power action it and I roll into damage, which I'm likely to, well, other people are likely to, I'm likely to hit the resource of the blank. And, I mean, then at least you're guaranteed, like, if you know your opponent has removed. I still like him. I'll still play him.
Right. A 16-20 has always been a hard, I think, character point value to deal with, because there's not many good options at the 10-point range.
Mm-hmm.
He's not as expensive or as powerful as some of the bigger guns that are out there. I mean, his die by itself is pretty solid, but you're also going to have a resource problem with him if you don't find some way to, I mean, I guess, what's Watto at normal? 10? 9?
I don't have him in front of me. Oh, yes, I do. Please hold. He's in the book. I specifically bought some Wattos because I haven't got any in a box yet because I want to be able to use our cool Parker subsequence.
Look, he's 9. He's 9 points.
Yeah, so there's some money generation.
Yeah, of course, as Matthew Scott in the chat says, pairing this new Maul with the old Maul saber.
Ooh, yeah. I know Matthew Scott was excited about this one. Also, he had another idea for you to back up to Ewoks quick enough, Parker. Oh no, that was Impulse said. He can envision a nice treetop village type artwork with spot for the Ewoks. On On a playmat. So there you go.
Oh, nice. Like a little playmat with the tree holding all their spots. I like it.
That's funny. I like it too.
Ewok Royal Guard corrupted by the dark side. I mean, you guys got funny in the chat when I wasn't paying attention.
Excellent. So that was the news out of Celebration as far as Star Wars Destiny is concerned. Of course, there's plenty more that we could talk about, and Mike's not here, so we could talk about the trailer, but it's already 10 after 10. And
that panel, I will just say, if you only watch the trailer, go back and find the panel from Star Wars Celebration, because they talk a little bit more about stuff from the movie. Mm-hmm. I felt like I got a little bit more about the movie. And even though, like, it's not huge, they didn't spoil anything big. Well, I mean, yeah. Everybody already knows what the thing at the end is. But I thought it was great. Like, I felt like I got a little bit more out of watching the panel and then watching the preview than I did without it.
Excellent. So, Kim, let's quickly breeze to the end here. See what I did there?
You're so funny.
I am so funny. And talk about the answers to our question of the week.
There can be no mistakes this time.
All right, so Parker sent me these really awesome Gungan Warriors, Boss Nass, Gungan Warriors, Jar Jar, the works, and challenged me to give Gungans a try again because I couldn't make them work very well last time. It was probably me, we'll be honest. But, so I asked you guys, what should I put in a Gungan? And I'm going to ask Parker while he's here too. But we'll go through, somebody gave me a whole deck list. I'm pretty excited about that.
Right.
I won't read through every single thing on there. It's over on the Facebook page if you're curious what to put in a Gungan deck.
Yeah, Timothy Muir definitely told you what to do. He said,
I know. He said, and I've got most of those. I'm trying to see if anything jumps out at me. Riot Shield is a new one that I didn't have before that I definitely want to put in. But I need a second copy because I only have one. I learned tonight.
The new Force Illusion?
The new Force Illusion, yep. Adding in Tech Team, which I did not have. I did not put in before, but that's a reprint. So I should have had it in there before, and I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Easy pickings. I see Parker shaking his head.
Yeah, normally people won't go for Jar Jar first. They'll try to pick off Boss Nass, at least in my experience.
Yeah.
I think my MVP cards for that deck are definitely the Runaway Boomas.
Yeah.
I don't play the Catapult normally, because once you get a Booma out there, you're typically getting 2 of its dice in the pool. And
I didn't play those to the best of their ability when I played this deck before.
Yeah. I also like Locked and Loaded in the deck a lot.
Yeah.
Especially with the Booma dice, because they've got that 3-side. So that's pretty good.
Somebody say, yeah, Eric mentioned that when he mentioned Blaze of Glory and Emulate, as well as Locked and Loaded.
Yeah. Emulate is really good. I do like Blaze of Glory. I think I had to cut that one for something. I've done a lot of different tweaks in the deck.
Yeah.
Blaze of Glory is remarkable when you have a 1 or 2 health Gungan and just wipe their whole board. It's pretty cool. Into the Garbage Chute is a good one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't forget that guy.
That's not on Timothy's list.
That's solid. Into the Garbage Chute.
And I know I used that. I know I used that one before because of Jar Jar.
There's that new one.
Somebody said Crime Lord. Ray said Crime Lord.
They've got. It's from the new set. It's got K2SO getting shot.
Something. The near miss is one.
Yeah, so that's a pretty solid piece of removal. My secret spice that I've been doing, I'm actually playing a really janky version that just it mostly focuses on the Runaway Boomas.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm playing 3 Gungan Warriors, so 18 points, and then Elite Pod Racing Anakin.
Oh, okay.
So
get the yellow.
Yeah, so I've got the yellow. I've got Double Down in there. So I've got 3 Runaway Boomas and 3 Locked and Loadeds.
Ooh, nice.
So I've had a lot of fun with that one because Anakin just he just churns out the money, and that seems to be the problem with the deck normally, is you just don't have any
Yeah.
money. You lose
That's
Jar
the
Jar.
problem in all my decks.
You
I
lose
struggle
Jar
with that
Jar,
always.
and then you lose Boss Nass's ability that gives you the free damage off of the blanks. But I have that same problem as when I need to roll the blanks, I'll roll like the shield.
Be like, oh, here's a disrupt. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like,
so I played my traditional build probably like at least 10 times, and I was trying to count how many times I got Boss Nass's effect off before he went down.
yeah.
And it was only netting me like 2 or 3 indirect damage a game, which was not super worth it. So
Yep.
I kind of just went in a totally different aspect. So you still get to keep like your Gungan specific cards like Dumb Luck. You get to keep the Runaway Boomas, which kind of tie in with that. You get Near Miss. You get more targets for Garbage Chute. It keeps Near Miss live a lot longer, and it keeps Emulate live a lot longer.
Okay.
So I've had a lot of fun with that one. I definitely like the wider decks like that. So I'm obviously really excited about Ewoks. But yeah, definitely give the traditional one out a try a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's a fun deck. And
It was fun. Yeah, it was. I definitely had fun. It just couldn't, like, I forget. I think I don't think I took it anywhere. I don't think I took it to any kind of tournament or anything. But I think when I was taking it, that's when everybody else was really ramping up decks for, I don't remember if it was store championship or regional. So it got hit pretty hard.
Yeah, take it for casual night. A buddy of mine, he just likes playing against it with any of the decks that he kind of throws together, just because he specifically likes killing the Gungans.
Yeah,
it makes him happy to take them off the board, I guess, because he just doesn't like them. I
have seen the Gungan
Warriors
Warriors popping up.
The Ewok guys.
The Ewoks, they'll be kind of fun to just blink, blink, blink.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen the
man.
Yeah, the Gungan Warrior I've seen popping up in a few decks, like just one of them. I'm trying to think who, like when I was looking just for ideas the other night, and I was surprised. I was like, oh, well, there's something to consider too. That they're still out there. They're still getting a little love.
Mm-hmm.
He's still solid. I mean, he's got that 2 indirect side, which I mean, if you've got a deck that has a fair amount of indirect sides, like Locked and Loaded is a solid card. Especially late game when they're down to like 1 or 2 characters. I really like that card.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Cool.
Yeah. So thanks all for helping Kim. Hopefully that inspires you, Kim, to get something together.
We'll get them moving. I'm going to tweak K2 and Leia this week and see if I can. I really want to take down that Vader, and then I'll put it to the side for a little bit.
So before I do my typical wrap up here, any final words of wisdom / plugs? Either one of you.
Kim, you got any words of wisdom?
Oh, I have lots of words of wisdom. That's another show. But don't forget to find the giveaway on Facebook for your exclusive Watto card from Parker Simpson, because I know you guys all want that. It's pretty awesome. So we'll share that on the Facebook page. You only have until Friday. So
the giveaway is linked below.
Yeah, today is Tuesday. You only have until Friday.
Giveaway below.
Are you making yourself a note?
Oh, I thought if I said it, it would appear down there. Is that not how this works?
I'm not good with computers either, Parker. I don't know.
Jason's got it.
That would require planning. Excellent. And you want to plug one other thing, right? For someone else, has absolutely nothing to do with us, but may have to do with the shirt you're wearing.
Parker. Who me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So there will be a link below in the show notes. I'm also doing a giveaway with ABG coming up in... Wow, I should really have prepared a little bit more. It's either next week or the week after. I did.
Well, if they liked our Facebook page, so they'll know. If they just go like our Facebook page.
I mean, just go like the Facebook page. That'll actually give you an automatic entry into all of my giveaways moving forward, because that's always going to be one of the requirements for entry. But then there's also a second and a third option, typically for the giveaways. So you always want to be checking back. But yeah, I'm working with Rebroadcast Gaming on another exclusive giveaway. I also do have something coming up that's going to be pretty spicy. It's for Star Wars Day. If you guys knew that Star Wars Day is coming up, I think it's pretty soon.
It's not far away at all, like 2 weekends away, maybe?
Yeah. So I am planning to do a super fun giveaway. I've got a couple of my buddies kind of talking and putting together some prizes. Maybe somebody who's affiliated with Laser Gaming. So we're kind of doing a little cross content creator hookup thing.
Nice.
I've got Top Deck TCG donating some stuff. So definitely check out the Facebook page. There's going to be a lot going on in the next couple weeks. I'm literally always giving stuff away. So if you like free stuff, definitely follow the page. If you like to buy stuff, which I know I like to buy stuff, check out my website, parkersimpsonartwork.com. The link is below. Also check out the subscription boxes that I just recently put out. Again, they're going to have exclusive cards and some exclusive products to them that you're going to be getting at a heavily discounted rate that you won't be able to get after this. So definitely check that out. I mean, I can talk all day about what I can offer and what I've got on the site. I do all sorts of stuff, commission work, whatever. Just check out the Facebook page so I don't have to keep these guys up all night. And the Facebook page also, Parker Simpson Artwork. It's pretty easy to find my stuff, but it's even easier because there's a link below in the show notes to the Facebook page.
Jason, you got a lot of show notes to write, buddy.
Apparently,
are they not popping up right now when I'm talking? I'm sorry, guys. I don't
technology.
Know. Excellent. Well,
Incarnation.
Well, thank you, everyone. You have squandered away another week listening to the Chance Cube. Thanks again to Parker for joining us this week, adding all his wonderful insight and knowledge about the things that are going on around the art scene when it comes to the Parker Simpson version of it, at least.
Good stuff.
If you're watching live, we appreciate you being here, hanging out with us every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please like and subscribe via Twitch if you can. Subscribe via YouTube if you're watching that way. And if you are listening the old school podcast variety, we appreciate reviews. Always. Check out our iOS app for the Price Watch. Upgrades continuing to happen, and it's only the price of a pack of cards, and you get all the features and more that we've always had available on the Price Watch. That's enough for me. Head over to our Facebook page to answer our question of the week. What do you hope to see in Star Wars Destiny after all the Star Wars goodness revealed at Celebration? Thank you, everyone. Thanks again to Matthew Scott for hanging out with the social media and making us, at least telling people we're here. Because if without him, people would not know we're here.
No, we'd just be here.
We would just be here.
If you need a link to Matthew Scott, he's got a link below in the show notes. Also, did anybody claim this Dr. Afra, or am I going to have to keep it?
I think I gotta. So I sent a message for an address, so I'll shoot it over to you.
All right.
Get it back.
Cool beans. She's lonely. She needs a new home.
Matthew Scott's very excited to be in the show notes, Jason. Now you have to make that happen.
All right, everybody. Have a great week.
Have a good week, you guys. Bye.
Peace.
This has been The Chance Cube, a Star Wars Destiny podcast, a non-profit organization dedicated to building community through gaming. Visit our website for all things Star Wars Destiny, including our price watch, meta tracker, and latest articles from the Chance Cube family. Find our latest videos on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and visit us at patreon.com/thechancecube. Your patronage allows us to grow this program and help us give back to the gaming community by sponsoring events, giveaways, and supporting our own community building initiatives. This is Mike Hill, the voice of the Chance Cube. Thanks for listening. The Chance Cube is not affiliated with Fantasy Flight Games, Lucasfilms, or the Walt Disney Company.